Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Spiritual Dowsey. I'm Dowsey LeMay. I hope you guys are doing okay. I hope you guys are taking your time and looking at yourself through these dark night of the soul quarantine moments that we're having in our lives. For anybody new here, welcome. Thank you for stopping by and spending some time with me wherever you are in the world. I hope that these videos are helpful, that they're beneficial and used for your highest good. And for people coming back, thanks for your love and support as I continue here on my spiritual journey and my healing path. So today I want to talk about being an empath. I think this is a really, really important topic, especially since my perspective on this is that more and more people are becoming empathic. And it really requires us to understand what that means. What is it? What is being empathic? What does actually being empathic mean? Why is it a powerful type of ability? And then why is it important for us to monitor that as we go along in our own spiritual journey in these very highly volatile and transitional times? So before I go any further, know that these are my truths. These are my experiences. They don't have to be yours. Use your own discernment and take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Just keep an open mind. Okay, so I think for many of you guys, you have some level of empathic abilities. If not, they will start to be developed as you go along. What does it mean to be empathic? All right. Definition-wise, it's basically someone who has a psychic or paranormal ability to take on the energetic, mental energy and emotional energy of someone else or that which is in a room, the space of which you've entered into. It is much like the ability of a sponge to walk into someone's energetic field or into a room and get the mental and emotional information of what those other people are holding on to, right? It is basically holding the ability to say, feel all aspects and to truly empathize as an empath with whatever this other person is holding on to, right? That is what an empath is. It is the ability to take on energetic information from other people or that which is energy within a room or the residual energy that's left in a room. And you get to get an understanding of that. You feel that through your entire body. You feel that emotionally. You feel it everywhere. It's much like being clairsentient. So like your clear abilities like clairvoyance, clairaudience, claircognizance, clairsentient is like, I feel what this person was doing. I can feel, you use the words I feel a lot. I feel this person was this tall. I feel this person was a woman. I feel this person was a man, etc. Much like a clairsentient, an empath feels energetically what the person is currently feeling at the moment as this person walks into their space. You are like a sponge. You don't have a true control over the energy that you're taking on, but you feel what that other person is experiencing through their energetic state, emotionally or their mental state. You feel their pain, you feel their anger, you feel overwhelmed, you feel their frustration, their happiness, etc. Okay? So a couple signs to show that you are an empath would be like you become emotionally overwhelmed when you're around a lot of people. There's just so much energy, so much emotional energy that people are holding on to and projecting out that when you get into a room with a bunch of people, you become very drained. It becomes very uncomfortable. You don't like to be in that space. That's a sign. A sign you become, another way that you can tell you're an empath is that you can feel other people's emotions like they're yours. You are empathic. You become basically what they're exactly feeling because energetically you are taking it on and it resonates with you in your emotional body. You feel what other people feel, right? You feel their pain and therefore you get so called to want to help people out. You're one of those people who are just constantly wanting to help other people out because you know what it's like to be them, because you feel it so internally that you want to help them so much, right? You know, those are all like big signs, right? You just become overwhelmed in intimate relationships because you're taking on all the stuff about the relationship. You know, it's anything to do with feeling stuff that isn't essentially yours, and that's how you can tell you're an empath, right? Now, to me, speaking wise, a lot of people say, oh man, they're an empath. Those guys are a pain. They're just emotionally all over the place. And I don't necessarily think that being an empath is a weakness. I think being an empath is a superhuman ability. It's superhuman ability because basically being empathic on some level is almost becoming telepathic. All right. Telepathy, in some level, you're hearing the words, right? You're hearing what this person is speaking. Empathy, or being empathic, is basically the same version of that, just one via the emotional body, right? One via the mental, energetic bodies that you are taking on, and you are filtering through your own system to get an understanding of what this person's having. You are getting insight on this other person, or what's happening in the room, or the energy that this person's holding on to beyond the five senses. And that, to me, is a superhuman ability. In addition to being a superhuman ability, it can become a very extreme, powerful tool for anybody who is a healer as you go along. I say that because people who are empathic get to truly understand where someone is coming from based on their emotional status, to help them transmute that and to get a better insight and to really tune into the other person to help them transmute that energy out, right? You can able to take on some people's energy and hold yourself centered to help you hold a space that is better aligned for this person to heal, to find light and love, so that there's more compassion and healing, and you can transmute that energy into a better space for that other person. That's a superhuman ability. People don't really have that ability to do that. And so if you can do that, you're superhuman. You're almost telepathic, and you're almost having the ability to transmute people's energy and offer healing on an energetic level. I think that is a powerful and beautiful thing. So if you are empathic, by all means, understand that you are not weak, you are not a burden, you're not a pain in the ass to anybody. You are a superhuman person that has a superhuman abilities to offer great amount of healing to many, many people. The problem is, when it comes to empaths, sometimes, with the majority of us, is that we don't have any way of handling it. We aren't aware of our empathic abilities, nor do we have a practice in place to help us keep our own self balanced, or to keep our energetic field clear of stuff that isn't ours. That is probably the biggest problem with most people who are empathic. You don't have a daily practice, nor have you done a work to keep yourself balanced, energetically centered, and energetically cleared of things that don't belong to you. So the first thing I always recommend is, if you're empathic, is that you start doing the inner work to heal the things that you got going on. Because what happens is, if energetically speaking, if you're holding on to things that are very much so aligned with traumas and pain and hurt and suffering and pain and anger and all these other things, and you walk into a space of which another person is holding on to, you are going to get energetically triggered into your own stuff, and it's going to be amplified by the other people's energy. So that kind of stuff can send you into emotionally being all over the place, because your own stuff is being triggered by the energetic information that you're taking on as an empath. So I highly recommend watch my videos, do the inner work, help you go through the stuff that says, why do I feel pulled to about these specific emotions? Why am I angry? All these other things, right? That's one aspect to that. So that helps you become aware of your own stuff. Becoming aware of your own stuff as an empath is very, very important, because when you walk into a room, you feel something, you can say, oh, is this mine? No, it isn't mine. So therefore, I don't have to literally bring this into me and say that I need to play around with this. You can say, this isn't mine. I can hold this at bay and have a boundary with it and say, I see that this is someone else's stuff. I can allow myself to feel it a little bit, so I understand where this person's coming from, but you don't have to take that on. The only way you can do that is if you become emotionally, mentally, and physically and energetically aware of yourself. That only can be done through the inner working of healing your own stuff, dealing with your own shit, if you will, and becoming more aware of who you are, right? The second aspect of being an empath is that you really need to have some type of practice to help you clear your energy, to give yourself balance, to give yourself your own love and time, so that you're not drained and you're not emotionally overwhelmed with stuff, right? So if you are an empath, you can just be taking on a lot of people's energy without you even knowing it. Little pockets here and there being attached to you, right? I recommend as an empath that you have a daily cleaning practice, a daily energetic cleaning practice, whether that be smudging, taking some white sage, burning that, going all shamanic on you, which is blowing the sage smoke all of you and clearing that energy out. Or getting in the shower and watch and imagine the water as a golden light, rinsing all the emotional, energetic stuff that doesn't belong to you, washing over all your chakra systems, down your entire body, down to the floor, whatever it may be. That's a great way to help cleanse your energy. Or imagine a light screen. Imagine you have like a little square. Expand that, and that square basically becomes a larger and larger screen that you're pulling out, and then you run that energetic screen through your body, head to toe, back and forth, until you dump out all that, and then you just dump out all that energy into the earth to be transmuted. Or take an Epsom bath. That Epsom salt bath helps you cleanse your body, right? So it's important for you as an empath to be mindful of yourself, but also have daily energetic process so that you can find balance. An empath needs to probably spend a little more time with themselves, because they take on so much other people's stuff and they want to help other people out so much that sometimes they forget about themselves. So also provide yourself a little bit of self-love. Get some alone time. Do things that you like to do more often than what you normally would do, because when you're an empath, you do a lot more energetic work than you would be aware of, and you can become completely drained or dragged down, and it's beneficial for you to do that and give yourself self-love as well as cleaning your energy. I think it's truly important for us, as many of us will likely become more empathic as we go along, that you be mindful of this, because as we move through these interesting, tumultuous, transitional time periods, people's energies, people's emotions, mental, and all these other stuff are going to be pushed out. They're going to be projecting out. They're going to be walking around unconscious, because these higher vibrations are literally pushing it out of their energetic field. And if you are an empath and you're not quite aware of it, and you haven't built into practice, you are going to take on some stuff that is going to sit in your energetic field, and it's going to wreak havoc with you as an empath, because you don't know where it's coming from, and you've taken on something that doesn't belong to you, right? So be mindful of your energy. Do the inner work. Clear yourself, work on yourself, and be careful as you go out there, because so many people are just literally unconsciously throwing stuff out there just to get themselves heard by somebody, because you are offering a great healing. You have the superhuman ability to help heal other people's stuff. And if you're not aware of it, you're going to take it on, and it's going to be very, very difficult sometimes to get rid of. So I only want to do that video because I think that's truly important for all of us as we go forward. You are most likely becoming more empathic. Take some time to understand it. Go on Google, research more about empathic ability. I know as a Cancer, I'm a sun rising Cancer, I'm a water sign. I'm an empath, a major empath, and as a healer, the crab, as they will, has a really hard shell. I can take on a lot of people's stuff. And sometimes I take on too much and I can become very overwhelmed. And so as a water sign and as empath and as intuitive, it really is beneficial and really is important for me to be mindful of myself, do my inner work, and to cleanse my energy every day so that I'm not taking on the world's problems, right? I'm not taking on other people's stuff that doesn't need to be mine. Yes, I can heal that space for them. I can offer that healing, but that doesn't need to come home with me. And if you're unaware of that, that will come home with you, and you could be causing a lot of disruptions in your energetic system, causing a lot of disharmony and dis-ease. So if you guys have any questions, please send me a message, like my videos, reach out to me on Facebook or on Instagram at Spiritual Dowsy, or email me at spiritualdowsy@gmail.com. I'll talk to you guys later. Take care. Bye.